Hi friends, thank you for overwhelmed response to our narration. We are back with the interesting story of Krishna. Do share your comment and subscribe to our channel. Let's begin. Close your eyes and feel the narration. People like Krishna take birth out of their own joy and bliss and for the love of it. They don't need do so far to sake of others. It is different if other ingest of his fragrance. And is there a time when people would not profit from the presence of men like Krishna? Every age will need him. Every age will relax in his sunshine. Really. Every age is unhappy. Every age is steeped in suffering. So a man like Krishna is relevant and meaningful for all ages. Who is not fond of fragrance? Who is not going to enjoy it if he comes upon it? Wherever a flower blooms, a passerby will certainly partake of its fragrance. What I want to tell you is that it's utterly wrong to think of Krishna in terms of advantage. But we have our limitations. We are conditioned to see everything in terms of its benefit for us. We don't attach any significance to that which is non-practical, purposeless. When clouds gather in the sky, we think they are there to irrigate our fields and fill our tanks. If your wristwatch could think, it would think your wrist was made for its use and for no other reason. If your eyeglasses could think, they would think our eyes were meant for them. Their difficulty is that they can't think. Because man thinks and he is self-centered. He thinks that everything in this cosmos is meant to serve him and his ego. If the flowers bloom, they bloom for him. If the stars move, they do it in his service. He thinks that the sun is there just to give him warmth and light. And if Krishna is born, he is born for his sake. But this kind of thinking is utterly egoistic and stupid. To think in terms of functional is basically wrong. The whole movement of life is non-functional. It is purposeless. Life is for its own sake. For the sake of being life. The flower blooms out of its own joy. The river flows for the joy of flowing. The clouds, the stars, the galaxy all move out of their own bliss. And what do you think you are for here and why? You are here out of your own joy. A person like Krishna lives totally out of his bliss. It is different matter that we utilize the light of the sun in various ways, that we grow our food with the help of the rain and make garland of flowers, but they are not there to serve this purpose. In the same way, we take advantages of his presence when a Krishna or Christ is among us. But we are entrenched in the habit of looking at everything through the eyes of our pretty egos. And so we always ask, why was Mahavira born? We ask what special social and political conditions were that made it necessary for Buddha to be born. Remember that this kind of thinking has another implication which is dangerous. It seems that human consciousness is the product of social condition. In my vision, social conditions are not important. It is consciousness that has the highest value. I tell you that life is not pragmatic. It serves no purpose, no end. Life is like a play, a leela. Try to understand the difference between life and a purpose and life as a play. Someone walks the street in the morning in order to reach somewhere, says his office. And the same person walks the street in the evening for a stroll. He does not have to reach anywhere. Though the person in the same street, there is a great difference between the two walks. While going to the office is an hard work, effort. The evening stroll is a play, a joy. Walking to the office, he feels heavy and dull. Walking for walking's sake, he feels delight. People like Krishna don't live for a purpose. Their life is like an evening stroll. Their life is just a play, a leela. Of course, if he finds a dart lying on the path, he removes it, which is different matter. This too is part of his joyful play. He does not do with a motive to earning a merit. He walks for the love of walking, but walking, he will lovingly help someone who has lost his way. The man should not go away with the impression that Krishna is traffic policeman, deputized especially to help him. People like Krishna don't do things with a purpose, with a motive. They do not conform to the law of cause and effect. Yes, Krishna says that whenever there is decline in religion, he has to come to the world. But what does he really mean to say? Only a person who is absolutely free can make a statement like this. You cannot say you will come whenever you need to come. You cannot even say that you will not come if some conditions are not fulfilled. Your birth and death are subject to the law of cause and effect. You are fettered for long chain of past karmas. You cannot afford to give a promise like this. You dare not to do so. Krishna has the courage to make such promises for the reason that he lives without a cause. He lives without abandon. He lives just for a joy of living. Anything can spring out of his causeless bliss. Only a free consciousness is capable of giving such assurance. And when Krishna comes, he comes, not because of particular situation, but because of his freedom. He is free to come and goes as he like. He does not stay that in a certain condition are there, they will force him to incarnate himself. It is a promise, and who is capable of making such a promise? I remember an extraordinary narration mentioned in Bhagavad. It was a fine morning, and Yudhishthir, the eldest of Pandavas, was sitting on the veranda of his house when a beggar came asking for help. Yudhishthir told him that since he was busy, the beggar should visit him the following day. And the beggar went away. Bhima, one of the Yudhishthir's brother, heard him say this. He quickly picked up a drum and ran shouting to the village. Yudhishthir was surprised to see him on this and asked, "What is the matter with you?" Bhima said, "I am going to inform the village that my brother has conquered a time, because he has made a promise for tomorrow. I really did not know you had become a master of a time. But your promise to the beggar tells me so. As you are sure you will live tomorrow? Are you sure this beggar will live tomorrow? Do you know for sure that tomorrow you will be in a charitable mood and give alms to the beggar? Is it a certain that tomorrow this beggar will remain a beggar? And do you know that you, the beggar, will see each other again tomorrow? It seems you have conquered time, and I should tell the village about this great event. And I am in a hurry. I don't want to delay, because I am not sure that if I miss this hour, I will have it again or not." Yudhishthir then said to Bhima, "Wait a moment. I made a mistake. He alone can make such a promise who has attained the supreme freedom. Call the beggar back so I can give him something right now. Tomorrow is really unknown." Thank you very much for listening this narration of Krishna. Do subscribe and